My first son was born crippled. My wife and my mother won't let me rest. They kept asking me, if this boy had been another woman's son, would you just be quiet and be watching? Ma, no problem, will last forever. Life without trouble is useless. We grow by the problems we solve. You will never know God can heal until you become sick and he heals you. My mother, my wife is here. The two of them teamed up to make my life miserable, which is okay by me. I went to Bible school and came back to Nigeria, and she gave birth to the third child. Her nurse asked me, when will this your first son walk? Madam, now that you have turned your mouth into a basket mouth, the boy shall walk tonight. She said, you're a crazy man. I moved from song to song, which I will do tonight. Already I have a word from God this night. Those that shall be healed and given a miracle are 10,000 in number.
I think this is the second video of this man of God that I am commenting on. And for some reason, I find what he said so difficult to state my own point. His son was born crippled, and he said the son will walk. Maybe the son did walk, maybe he did not. But my point is, was the son taking any treatment for his disability? And if that was the case, then it might be that the medication actually served its purpose, isn't it? The other thing is, when his mother and wife team up against him, saying that if the son were another person's son, wouldn't he have done something? Like, what were they expecting him to do? To perform a miracle or to do what? That I don't know. And the last point that really triggered me, like get me thinking, was when he said that 10,000 people will receive blessings. And I'm like, wow, that's a huge number, isn't it? And if this man can really make 10 people or 10,000 people receive blessings, then that is good. That is really good. Then I think within a couple of years, we will be able to eradicate, if not all, but most of our problems in Africa, isn't it? Isn't it? You know, when I was way more younger, if my memory served me right, there were powerful men of God. So people will claim, right? People will claim powerful, but let's just go with what they think it was a thing, right? Let's just say powerful, okay? For argument's sake, let's just say those people were powerful men of God. I think we had, I think Benson Odaosa, and I think Richard Bonkem, if I am getting his name correctly. Yeah, I remember these two, and they could fill up a football field. I mean, crowd of people will come to their crusade, to their healings, and so on and so forth. And they will perform all what they want to perform. And I ask myself this. I mean, just indulge in this with me. If these people, the so-called powerful men of God, if they were really honest people, if they really did what they said they do or they did, honestly, would we still be having the same issues in the continent? I mean, I'm just asking. Would we? Because they come with all these signs and wonders doctrine, and they sing about it, and they scream about it, and they shout about it, but we don't go anywhere, do we? Do we really go anywhere? I mean, do we? As a society, do we really go anywhere? Can someone help me out with this? Not that I'm blaming them. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm mainly laying the facts so that we all can see clearly. We all can see the manipulations and the deception in all what they do. I mean, all those their so-called prophecies and revelations and miracles, come on. How much have all those things benefited us? How have we benefited from it all? Except the fact that it just came and went, right? I can remember the days of TB Joshua. It was like all over the place. Then I was in my teenage years. It was all over the place. People were screaming, people were shouting, people were talking. And I'm like, to what effect has that been to our society? And right now, I don't even hear about them anymore. Nothing has changed. Rather, hunger is killing us. Starvation is killing us. Things are getting totally out of control. And before you start saying that they are not politicians, remember, they had politicians in their churches. And if they couldn't influence those politicians to do what was right for mankind, then they are a failure. This is partly on them. Because when I criticize them for the whole prosperity thing or the whole godly thing, or how some of them carry themselves about and say that you guys, the preachers, have contributed to the sufferings of the masses in Africa, Christians or so-called Christians will come in the comment section to tell me how those preachers are not politicians and that I should hold politicians accountable for their failures and not preachers. And I will gently tell them that these preachers you see have politicians in their churches. They are friends with some politicians, allegedly. And the politicians support them in one way or another, allegedly. So if these preachers were as effective as they claim to be, they would have had some good impact or positive influence on these politicians, which would have transformed into politicians doing the right things for the people. That is my point. That is it. But since as religion is a self-serving thing where everyone is just fighting for themselves and everyone is just trying to gather as much as they could for themselves, this is where we found ourselves. This is where we found ourselves. That is it. They are all doing what benefits them the most and not the people. And that is why you will see someone comes on the pulpit and scream at the top of their voices, saying that 10,000 people will receive blessings tonight, and everyone scream amen. They will not ask themselves, for how long have we been receiving these blessings, but nothing has changed? They will not ask themselves. They won't ask themselves that question. You see? You see? But anyway, let me hear your own opinion in the comment section below. What do you think? What do you think? Share that with us, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. Thanks for the love and support. And like always, see you in the next one.